What is going on, guys? It's Kyle here, and today we're going to talk about something I'm super passionate about, and that is tracking your net worth. Now, life is not all about collecting money, but it is about making progress, and I love tracking things. And one of the things I love tracking is my net worth. I'm in real estate, so it's so much fun to see that net worth go up overnight every time I'm making a mortgage payment, every time a tenant's paying me rent, and so on. So there's lots of ways that you can track your net worth. There's different apps out there like Personal Capital or maybe Mint.com that can help you to budget and maybe see your net worth. When things get a little more complicated, you might need to use something more like a built-out spreadsheet on Excel or something like that. I have a lot of different loans, I have different partnerships, different entities, so it works better for me to use what I'm about to show you. So what I'm about to show you is just a financial statement that a bank gave me, and pretty much any bank is gonna have one. And before you buy a property, a lot of times they're gonna have you fill one of these out so they can see your whole financial picture. So I've been tracking my net worth since about 2014, and then every month or so I will put it into another spreadsheet and then I line graph that. So it's super fun. I might show you a snapshot of what my graph looks like. You can really see when I started to take off in real estate. So it's super fun. So for those of you who don't care about finances, who don't care about tracking your net worth, this video is gonna be super boring. You might as well skip it. But if you do enjoy the video, I really appreciate you liking or commenting on the video for the YouTube algorithm, as Graham Stephan always says. So anyways, let's jump into my computer and I'll kind of show you the spreadsheet that I use. All right, guys, so here we are. This is the spreadsheet that I use. I've used a lot of them over the years, and this is the one that I've just kind of stuck to. And you guys can find one that you like. If you guys like this one though, let me know. I can email it to you or just send it however. So let's just do a quick broad overview. I'm going to scroll out. You probably won't be able to see anything if you're on the mobile device, but just to get a big picture. So you've got 2 pages. This is the second page starting here. 2 pages and sign-in date at the bottom. So really, everything on the second page is just going to be stuff you're going to enter. You're going to enter numbers on the second page, and then they're going to auto-populate into the front page. So let's zoom in here, and I will kind of start breaking this down for you. The things that we're really going to care about in this whole thing are these 3 columns here. You've got total liabilities right here, so your total debts. The bottom line is the total liabilities and net worth added together. And then here is your net worth. This is the number we care about, this middle column right here. So everything you do on the spreadsheet is going to change these numbers right here. So pretty much everything that you're going to be entering in down here again is going to change those numbers. Everything in the blue is the those are, when you enter numbers in the blue columns, that's going to change the formulas. So starting at the top, let's just start breaking this down. This is just your general information. This is where you put your name. If you're married, you'd put your spouse's name here. You can put just your driver's license and all this stuff. Now, again, this was from a bank, so the bank is going to want this information. If you're just doing this for your own knowledge, you don't need to fill all this junk in. You can leave all this blank if you want. So these numbers up here in the white, these are all numbers, again, that are going to auto-populate by things that you're inputting down below. So we'll actually head down to the second page and start adding stuff in, and I'll show you what that's doing to the top. So, okay, so this is the start of the second page right here. And we're just going to go through. So cash on hand and in the bank. So I just listed out a personal checking account, a savings account, and maybe you have a travel money account or something. So type of account, you can list it here, who's in the name of, and then the balance over here. So we got one that's got 10,000 in it, one's got 20, and one's got 5,000. Now let's jump up to the top and I'll show you what that's doing when you add those numbers in. So on the top, cash on hand right here, that number that we just, all those numbers we inputted, that comes up here. So it shows an overview that we have 35 grand in the bank. So let's go back down. So 35 grand, yep, that's right, that adds up. So here is marketable securities and brokerage accounts. So most people probably have like a Roth IRA, so you could throw that in there. and getting texts here. So, let's say we have 20 grand in there. So that number there is inputting into the top spreadsheet. Let's say, okay, so let's break this down. So non-marketable securities, corporations, LLCs, partnerships, and trusts. So let's say you have a real estate business like I do, and you don't hold it in your personal name. None of my real estate's owned in my personal name besides maybe my primary residence. So that's what this would go in. So, I named it Rental Property LLC. That's where all my rentals are owned. Who's in the name of? It's in the, I own the company. I own 100% of it, but let's say you have a partner and you both partner on deals. You put 50%, and automatically if you put 50% up in the top, it's going to take this, if it's, sorry guys. If you have a $500,000 value and you put 50% ownership, it will cut that number in half for you. So that's nice. So, okay, I'm going to have to do something here. Let me silence my computer. Do not disturb. Okay, that should work. Okay, so partial interest in real estate. Let's say, again, you partner with someone, but it's not in an entity. You and, Joe Schmo just buy a property 50-50. Address, who's in the name of, what's your ownership percentage, so on and so forth. So real estate owned, let's say you own a personal residence in your own name. This is where you'd put it. So 123 Main Street, in the name of Kyle. Here's the date I acquired it, the 1st of 2020. Okay, so this is, pay attention to this. So it costs 100 grand, but what's the market value? So the number that's going to matter is the market value, not what you paid for it, but the market value. So let's say you bought a house with some equity. You found a good deal. I don't ever buy anything that's not a good deal. So, I bought a house for 100 grand, but it actually is worth 120. So I'd put that there. But then this is a very important number as well. How much do you owe on it? I owe, 80 grand on it. So, your net worth will reflect this number minus this number. So, and then mortgage maturity, that does not really, that won't impact your net worth. Really, that's just the date when, the loan is finally done or been paid. So life insurance, if you have cash value in that, you can put that. Notes payable banks, I'm sure most people will have something like this, or maybe a credit card bill. Let's add that in, like credit card bill, in the name of Kyle. Let's say the interest is like 24%, which is accurate, but hopefully you don't actually carry a balance. So then you can put in the dates, when it's due and so forth, and just, say you owe 5 grand in credit card debt. Hopefully you don't. Oops, sorry. Current balance would be 5,000 there. And I might be putting this in the wrong spot. I don't think so. This works. So this will reduce your net worth here. And these are the numbers you want to pay attention to over time. When you buy, that new car. For instance, I financed a car. Actually, this number here is accurate as of, I don't owe 13,000 anymore. So this is probably 3 or 4 months old, this information. But I did finance a car in 2018. My interest rate is 3.34%. And that is the correct maturity date. So those numbers are accurate. Financing a vehicle, that's a whole nother topic. Whether you should or shouldn't do that. So let's run back up here to the top and go over a few more things. So again, anything in the blue are the things that you can enter in. Anything in white you don't touch. It auto-populates. So let's just look at what we did down there. So we have 35,000 of cash. We show that in our brokerage account, our TD Ameritrade Roth IRA account, we had 20 grand. The non-marketable securities. This was the real estate, like the corporation that we own. It's worth 500 grand. Let's see, real estate owned. So this is my personal residence. It shows that we have 120 grand there. Now the automobiles and personal property, this is important because, we entered that car down there. Let's see, where was that at? Okay, it was actually down here at the very bottom. I had a little brain fart there. So we entered the car loan. So we have the loan, we show that we owe 13,000. Well, if you don't show the value of your car, you're just in the whole 13,000. So luckily I have equity in my car. On here, I said automobile and personal property. I said it's worth 14 grand. So, enter that in there. If your car has value, hopefully you're not underwater on your car. If you buy a new car, most likely you are quite underwater. Loan receivables, like if you owe, or if someone owes you money, like say you borrow, you loan out 5 grand to a buddy, you can put that 5 grand there. And here's other assets that you own. So, you want to make sure you're listing out things. Let's say you own gold, you need to list the value of that, or you own a motorcycle and it's actually worth 5 grand, or your, oops, that is not supposed to go there. Car value, that's right there. So make sure you're adding those other things. Don't get too crazy. I don't go through and like add up, oh, my furniture in my house cost, 10 grand. I don't add that in there just because, it would be too hard to track all that. So let's hop over here. We see that we have notes payable to the bank, for 18 grand. Here's our real estate mortgage. So this number, remember, we own a house that's worth 120, but we owe money on 80 grand. So that's subtracting over there. So everything is pretty much doing everything for you. And here's the numbers we care about again. So we see that we owe 98 grand right now. Our net worth is 601,000. So that's the number we care about. And here's both of them added up together. You don't really need to know that number. More pay attention to this number, well, these two right here. So let's just play around with this. Let's watch this number over here. Hopefully you can see this. Let's watch that number when I add in, let's say this is the gold column right here. Let's say I own 50 grand in gold. So boom, you saw that number go up by 50 grand. So, everything auto-populates for you. This does come with a second page of additional schedules. Like if you don't have room on the lines, you can use the additional schedule and it will all bounce to the front page again. So this is how I track my net worth. I do this every single month. And I'm starting to do it every single month. I'm doing it on the 15th of the month because I have rents come in on the 1st, and then I have some mortgage payments, around the 10th of the month. So the 15th of the month I found was a good time for me to track when things have kind of settled down for the month. So you can track it whenever you want. I highly suggest that you do it regularly because then you're going to start to pay attention to you buy this purchase, how is this going to reflect on your financial statement? It's also nice to have one of these up to date because if you go in to get a loan from a bank, they're going to have you filling these out anyways. So it's really nice when you have one up to date. So I really highly suggest that you do that. Okay, guys, so this is me tracking my net worth. It actually started in 2014 down here. So, the line kind of went like this. But you can see here how mine over time has really started to spike up. And this number right here, when it's really started to leap up is when I bought a few larger properties with a ton of equity. I found a couple purchases that got really lucky on. So that's the power of real estate is, you can find a good deal and it can boost your net worth pretty quick. So it's super fun to track this number over time and just watch it. And, again, like I said at the beginning of the video, life isn't just about collecting money. It's so much more than that. It's about making progress in all your areas of your life, the things you care about. But tracking your net worth definitely helps you keep a level mind and also helps you, pay attention to what you're spending your money on. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Just again, if you enjoyed the video, like it, comment on it, something. If you guys want the spreadsheet, let me know. I'll send it to you. Appreciate you guys, and thanks for watching.